The sky over New Busan burned red. Alarms wailed across the colony as people ran for the evacuation ships. Lieutenant Jun Kim stood at his post, watching alien ships tear through Earth's defenses like paper. "Lieutenant, we need to go now," shouted Captain Da through the comlink. Jun's fingers flew over the defense console. "3 more minutes, sir. I can buy the civilians more time." The Draxians had come without warning 3 hours ago. Their ships appeared at the edge of the colony sensors, and minutes later, death rained from the sky. No one had expected an attack here, on a small mining colony so far from Earth. A blast rocked the building. Dust fell from the ceiling. Jun's screen showed the last transport ship taking off, packed with civilians. "That's the last one, Lieutenant. Get to your escape pod now." "That's an order." Jun grabbed his emergency pack and ran through the shaking hallways. Chunks of ceiling crashed around him. He made it to the escape pod bay just as another explosion tore through the building. The path to his assigned pod was blocked by fallen debris. Jun turned and ran toward the emergency exit. He would have to reach the backup pods on the other side of the complex. As he rounded a corner, something caught his eye. Movement under a pile of rubble. Probably just shifting debris, but Jun paused anyway. A low growl came from beneath the fallen wall section. Jun drew his sidearm and approached cautiously. What he saw made him stumble back in surprise. It wasn't human. The creature was the size of a large dog, but looked nothing like any Earth animal. Its skin was deep purple with ridge-like scales. 6 limbs ended in sharp claws. A row of spines ran down its back. Blood, dark blue, pooled beneath it. It was a Draxian war beast. Jun had seen them in intelligence briefings. The Draxians bred these creatures to hunt and kill, sending them ahead of ground troops to clear buildings. This one was smaller than those in the briefings. Young, maybe, and clearly injured. The beast growled again, but the sound was weak. Its eyes, bright yellow with vertical pupils, fixed on Jun. It didn't lunge. It couldn't. Its back half was pinned under concrete. Military protocol was clear. All Draxian technology and biology was to be destroyed or captured for study. This creature was an enemy weapon. Jun raised his gun, then hesitated. The beast wasn't attacking. It was watching him with eyes that seemed too aware, almost questioning. Another explosion rocked the building. Jun had no time left. "I must be crazy," he muttered, holstering his weapon. He moved forward and began lifting debris off the creature. The beast didn't snap at him as he worked. When enough weight was removed, it pulled itself free but didn't run or attack. It simply stood, shakily, watching Jun with those intelligent eyes. "Come on then," Jun said, surprising himself. "If you want to live." He turned and ran toward the escape pods. After a moment's hesitation, the beast followed, limping but moving surprisingly fast on its 6 legs. They reached the backup pod bay just as the building's integrity alarms reached critical. Jun jumped into a pod, and the beast leaped in after him. The door sealed automatically. "Launch," Jun commanded, and the pod shot away from the dying colony. Through the viewport, Jun watched New Busan collapse under Draxian bombardment. His home for the past 3 years, gone. The beast curled in the corner of the pod, still watching him. "I should turn you in the minute we're rescued," Jun told it. The creature tilted its head, as if it understood. "But you're injured, and something tells me you're different." Jun opened his emergency pack and took out medical supplies. "I'll call you Wargut. Seems fitting." Jun didn't know it yet, but across the stars, on the research vessel ESS Prometheus, a scientist named Hannah Park was about to make her own unusual discovery, one that would connect with his in ways no human could imagine. As Jun's pod drifted into the darkness of space, the first pieces of an unlikely alliance were falling into place. Dr. Hannah Park frowned at the readings on her tablet. The cat in the containment unit shouldn't be doing what it was doing. It was impossible. "Apollo, how are you doing this?" she whispered. The sleek black cat with unusual silver eyes stared back at her. Then, to Hannah's continued amazement, it reached out with one paw and touched specific symbols on the screen inside its enclosure. The symbols formed a simple sentence. Need nor ts. Hannah glanced around the lab nervously. If the military leaders on the ESS Prometheus knew what Apollo could do, they would take him away from her. The cat was supposed to be a simple experiment in enhanced cognitive function. Not this. Dr. Park, a voice came from the lab doorway. The captain wants all research staff for a briefing in 10 minutes. I'll be there, Hannah said, quickly turning off the screen in Apollo's enclosure. When the messenger left, she whispered to the cat, "Stay quiet when others are around. Please." Apollo blinked slowly at her, a cat's way of showing trust. 3 days had passed since June's escape from New Busan. His pod had been picked up by a military transport heading to join the main fleet. Now he sat in a small storage room he converted into a makeshift shelter for Wargut. The alien creature was healing quickly, too quickly to be natural. Its wounds had closed within hours after June had treated them. Now Wargut moved around the small space with ease, studying everything with those intelligent yellow eyes. "They'll be transferring me to a new ship tomorrow," Jun said, offering Wargut a piece of meat he'd smuggled from the mess hall. "I don't know how I'm going to hide you." Wargut took the meat carefully, then did something unexpected. It pressed its forehead against June's hand. A strange tingling sensation shot up June's arm, and suddenly, a voice-like feeling appeared in his mind. Asterisk together. Find way asterisk. June jerked his hand back in shock. You're telepathic." Wargut tilted its head. Asterisk learning. Human mind different. Difficult. Asterisk. "This is impossible," Jun said, his mind racing. The briefings never said anything about Draxian war beasts being telepathic. Asterisk not for masters. Secret. We speak mind to mind. Masters never hear. Masters think tools only asterisk. June sat back, stunned. "You're not just weapons. You're intelligent beings. The Draxians are enslaving you." Wargut made a low rumbling sound. Asteriskes. "Many like me. All serve." Or D asterisk. A plan began forming in June's mind. If Wargut wasn't alone, if there were more like him in the Draxian forces, this could change everything about the war. "My new assignment is to the ESS Prometheus," Jun said. "It's a research vessel. There might be someone there who can help us prove what you are." Asterisk dangerous, asterisk Wargut warned. Asterisk if wrong human finds me. Asterisk. "I know, but I can't keep hiding you in storage rooms." A ship-wide announcement interrupted them. "Lieutenant Kim, report to the bridge for transfer briefing." "I have to go," Jun said, standing. "Stay hidden. I'll figure something out." On the Prometheus, Hannah was leaving the briefing room when Admiral Sung made an announcement. "We're receiving a tactical officer transfer tomorrow. Lieutenant Jun Kim, survivor of New Busan. He has first-hand experience fighting the Draxians. I expect all department heads to debrief him." Hannah barely noticed. Her mind was on Apollo and the breakthrough she'd made that morning. The cat wasn't just intelligent. He seemed to be developing empathic abilities. He could sense her emotions and respond to them. What she didn't know was how this ability would soon connect with something else, something Lieutenant Kim was secretly bringing aboard the Prometheus. Apollo sat alone in his enclosure, ears perked up. He could feel something new approaching. Something not human, not cat, but somehow familiar. Something that would change everything. The next day, 2 unusual beings would meet, and the course of the war would begin to shift in ways no one could predict. Sneaking Wargut onto the Prometheus was easier than June had expected. The chaos of war meant security was focused on external threats, not checking every crate that came aboard with a new officer. Now June stood in his new quarters, watching Wargut explore the space. "We need to be extra careful here," Jun warned. This ship is full of scientists who would love to study you. Understand danger, Wargut replied in June's mind. The telepathic connection between them had grown stronger each day. Smell, many humans. Smell something else too. Not human. Not Draxian. A knock at the door made them both freeze. Wargut quickly slid under the bed. Lieutenant Kim. Dr. Hannah Park. Xenobiology. Admiral Sung asked me to debrief you about the Draxian biology you observed. June opened the door to find a serious-looking woman with a tablet in hand. Come in, Doctor, June said, trying to appear calm. Though I don't know how much help I'll be. I was busy running during most of the attack. Dr. Park stepped inside, and her eyes immediately went to the floor near the bed. What is that? She asked sharply. June's heart stopped. What is what? That purple scale. On your floor. June saw it now. A small scale from Wargut had fallen on the floor. Before he could think of a lie, a strange sound came from Hannah's pocket. She pulled out a small device that looked like a scanner. But the noise wasn't coming from the device itself. It was coming from inside her lab coat. A black cat's head poked out from an inner pocket. It had unusual silver eyes that fixed directly on the bed where Wargut was hiding. Apollo. Hannah scolded, trying to push the cat back into her pocket. I told you to stay hidden. The cat, Apollo, jumped down to the floor. He walked directly to the bed and sat, staring underneath it. You brought a cat to my debriefing? June asked, confused. Hannah looked panicked. He's not just a cat. It's classified research, and he's never acted like this before. From under the bed came a low growl. Apollo's ears perked up. Dr. Park, June said slowly, can I trust you? Hannah looked from the bed to the scale on the floor. You have a Draxian war beast under there, don't you? June reached for his sidearm. Wait. Hannah held up her hands. I'm not going to report you, at least not yet. I want to understand what's happening here. She speaks truth. Wargut's voice came in June's head. Cat is special. Like me. Show yourself, Wargut, June said quietly. Slowly, the purple creature emerged from under the bed. Hannah gasped but didn't run. Apollo watched Wargut with intense focus. It should be attacking, Hannah whispered. All the reports say they're vicious killers. June corrected. And he's more than a weapon. He can communicate. He's intelligent. Apollo approached Wargut carefully. The two animals stared at each other. Then Apollo did something amazing. He placed one paw on Wargut's head. Hannah's scanner suddenly lit up with activity. Incredible, she exclaimed. They're exchanging neural patterns. Apollo is translating Wargut's thoughts. The scanner displayed words. Draxi. Ants. Use US. Many like ME. Help free. Your cat can understand him. June asked in amazement. Apollo has enhanced neural capabilities. I've been studying him in secret because the military would want to weaponize him, Hannah explained. But this connection with Wargut, it's beyond anything I've seen. More words appeared on the scanner. Draxi. Anis. HVWEAKNESS. Can HFE8. June and Hannah looked at each other. We need to take this to Admiral Sung, June said. Are you crazy? They'll dissect both of them, Hannah protested. Not if what they have to say can help win the war, June replied. We just need to convince him to give us a chance. Apollo and Wargut sat side by side now, two different species forming an unlikely bridge. The future of the war, perhaps of all humanity, had just changed course. Admiral Taho Sung stared at the two animals in silence. His office had been locked down, security cameras disabled. Only 4 people were present. The Admiral, June, Hannah, and Chief Engineer Jai Ho Yoon, who Hannah had insisted they bring. Let me be clear, Admiral Sung said finally. You want me to believe that a cat and an enemy war beast can communicate telepathically, and they have information that can help us defeat the Draxians? Yes, sir, Jun replied. I know how it sounds. It sounds like you both should be in the brig, the Admiral said, or perhaps the medical bay for psychological evaluation. Apollo sat calmly on Hannah's lap while Wargut remained at Jun's feet. The scanner Hannah had modified was on the Admiral's desk, displaying the thoughts Wargut shared through Apollo. Elicitioromimagin etac pulc, specifitfreqensua, disrupts draxian ships. Anyone could make up this information, Admiral Sung said, pointing at the screen. Sir, Jai-Ho spoke up. I've analyzed the neural patterns between the two creatures. They're unlike anything we've seen before. The cat is somehow translating alien thought patterns into human language. Even if that's true, we can't risk an entire battle strategy on the word of two pets, the Admiral argued. Wargut growled softly. The scanner displayed, not VETs, ALIs. Hannah leaned forward. Admiral, we've lost every major engagement with the Draxians. Their ships are faster, their weapons stronger. What do we have to lose by trying? The Admiral was quiet for a long moment. 2 weeks, he finally said. I'll give you 2 weeks to prove this theory. Chief Yoon will help you develop a prototype weapon based on this information. If it shows promise, we'll proceed. If not, the war beast goes to military research. After they left the Admiral's office, the team gathered in Jai-Ho's private workshop. The frequency Wargut described is unusual, Jai-Ho said, examining the data. It wouldn't affect our systems, but if their neural technology works the way he suggests, it could temporarily paralyze their ships. How long to build a prototype? Jun asked. 3 days, maybe 4, Jai-Ho replied. The real question is how to test it. Hannah's tablet beeped with an alert. We might not have to wait long. Long-range sensors have detected a Draxian scout flotilla heading toward the Artemis mining station. If we can get there first, we could set a trap, Jun finished. But the Admiral won't commit the Prometheus to an untested defense. Asterisk small ship enough. Asterisk Wargut communicated. Asterisk need close for first test asterisk. Apollo jumped onto Jai-Ho's workbench and pawed at a schematic of a shuttle. The message was clear. We take a shuttle. Hannah asked, surprised. Just the 4 of us. 5, Jun corrected, looking at Wargut and Apollo. And yes, if we succeed, the Admiral will have his proof. 3 days later, their modified shuttle hid in the asteroid field near Artemis Station. Jai-Ho had built an EMP device to Wargut's specifications. Jun had plotted an intercept course based on Wargut's knowledge of Draxian patrol patterns. There they are, Hannah whispered, though the Draxians couldn't hear them in space. 5 sleek purple ships entered the system, moving in the exact formation Wargut had predicted. Ready? Jun asked, gripping the shuttle controls. Jai-Ho nodded, hand on the activation switch for the EMP device. The shuttle burst from its hiding place, racing toward the formation. The Draxian ships immediately changed course to intercept. They're locking weapons, Hannah called out. Now, Jun ordered. Jai-Ho activated the device. A pulse of invisible energy spread outward from their shuttle. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, one by one, the Draxian ships stopped moving. They drifted aimlessly, weapons systems dark. It worked, Jai-Ho said in amazement. They're completely disabled. Wargut pressed his head against Jun's leg. Asterisk cold truth. Will always tell truth asterisk. Apollo purred loudly on Hannah's lap. As Jun sent the success message to the Prometheus, he realized something important had changed. For the first time since the war began, humans had hope. News of the victory spread quickly. The team returned to the Prometheus as heroes. Admiral Sung immediately ordered the production of larger EMP devices based on Jai-Ho's prototype. The first shipment will be ready in 5 days, Jai-Ho told the group as they gathered in Hannah's lab. Every major ship in the fleet will have one by the end of the month. June smiled. We might actually win this war. Apollo and Wargut sat together on a padded bench. Over the past week, their connection had grown stronger. They now communicated without Hannah's scanner, sharing thoughts directly. Hannah studied her tablet with a frown. We have a problem. Earth Command has heard about our success. They're sending someone to evaluate the assets. Assets? June asked. They mean Wargut and Apollo. Hannah nodded. Dr. Min-Soo Kang, head of Special Weapons Research. He arrives tomorrow. Danger, Wargut communicated to all of them. The alien had learned to project his thoughts more widely. This human will take us away, We won't let that happen, June promised, though he wasn't sure how to keep it. Dr. Kang was tall and thin with cold eyes. He walked around Wargut, taking notes. Remarkable specimen, he said, not looking at June or Hannah. The first intact Draxian war beast we've captured. The research potential is enormous. He's not a specimen, June said firmly. He's a thinking being who chose to help us. Dr. Kang finally looked at June. Lieutenant, your attachment to this creature is noted but irrelevant. My orders are to transfer both animals to Earth for proper study. The transport leaves tomorrow. You can't separate them, Hannah argued. Their connection is what makes this work. They'll be kept together, Dr. Kang replied. In our facility. After Dr. Kang left, the team gathered in Jai-Ho's workshop. We can't let this happen, Jun said. They'll cut them open to see how they work. What can we do? Hannah asked. We're military. We follow orders. Jai-Ho looked up from his work. Maybe not. The transport has to dock with the Prometheus for the transfer. What if there was a technical problem? More coming. Wargut suddenly projected. Big fleet. Many ships. Everyone froze. What do you mean? June asked. Apollo jumped to Hannah's desk and pawed at her tablet. The scanner displayed. Main ATTCK soon. Thousands of ships. How do you know this? Hannah asked. Feel others like me. Wargut explained. Gunships. Getting ready. Attack tomorrow. Jai-Ho looked at his console. Long-range sensors don't show anything. Beyond sensors. Wargut insisted. Coming soon. June stood up. We need to tell Admiral Sung. Now. You expect me to alert the entire fleet based on the feelings of an alien creature? Admiral Sung asked. Sir, Wargut hasn't been wrong yet, June argued. The Admiral sighed. Even if I wanted to, I need evidence to convince Earth Command. Just then, alarms blared throughout the ship. A communications officer burst into the room. Sir, deep space probes have detected a massive Draxian fleet just entering our sensor range. Hundreds of ships, maybe thousands. How far? The Admiral demanded. 6 hours from our position. Sir. Admiral Sung looked at Wargut with new respect. It seems I owe you an apology. He turned to his officers. Sound general quarters. All ships to battle stations. To June, he said quietly. Dr. Kang's transport has been delayed indefinitely. Your allies remain under your authority for now. As they left the bridge, Hannah whispered to June, We won this battle. But what about the war? There are thousands of ships coming. Need more help. Wargut communicated. Need all like me. Apollo rubbed against Wargut, and a strange energy seemed to pass between them. Hannah's eyes widened as she watched. I think they have a plan. The Prometheus shook as it moved to battle position. Crew members rushed through hallways, preparing for the coming fight. Everyone knew the EMP weapons would help, but against thousands of ships, victory seemed impossible. June, Hannah, and Jiho followed Apollo and Wargut through the lower decks of the ship. The two animals moved with purpose, as if searching for something. "Where are they taking us?" Jiho asked, ducking under a low pipe. "I don't know," Hana replied. "Apollo just keeps saying they need to find the old thing." They reached a cargo hold filled with crates and containers. Most were supplies, but in one corner sat items covered in dust. These were artifacts from an archaeological dig on a moon in the Centauri system, waiting to be studied when the war allowed time for science again. Apollo and Wargut headed straight for a large stone box. The box was plain except for strange symbols carved around its edges. Asterisk here, asterisk Wargut projected. Asterisk old masters, voice asterisk. Old masters? Joan asked. Apollo pawed at the box. Hana scanned it with her tablet. "These markings don't match any known human language," she said. "And they're not Draxian either." Wargut pressed his head against the box. Asterisk need open. Need light asterisk. Jiho examined the box. "There's no obvious opening mechanism. It might take days to figure out how to." Before he could finish, Apollo jumped onto the box and placed both front paws on two specific symbols. Wargut did the same with two of his limbs, touching different symbols. The box hummed. Lines of blue light appeared along the carvings. The top of the box simply vanished, revealing a glowing crystal inside. "How do they know how to do that?" Jiho whispered. The crystal floated upward. It projected a hologram that filled the room with stars, planets, and strange creatures. Some looked like earlier versions of Wargut. Others resembled cats. A voice spoke in a language none of them understood. Then, as if adjusting to their presence, it switched to simple human language. "Greetings, allies. If you are seeing this message, the Guardians have found each other again." "Guardians?" Hana asked. The hologram shifted to show tall, elegant beings with 4 arms and silver eyes. "We are the Archivers. Long ago, we fought the Draxian Empire across many stars. We could not defeat them alone. So we created helpers, companion species designed to one day unite against our enemy." The image changed to show creatures evolving, some becoming cat-like, others like Wargut's kind. "We seeded many worlds with our helpers, giving them the ability to communicate mind to mind when together. The Draxians found and enslaved one line, not knowing their true purpose. The others remained hidden, evolving naturally on their sanctuary worlds." Hana gasped. Earth was one of those worlds. That's why Apollo can connect with Wargut. They were made by the same creators. The hologram showed a device. "This message comes with plans for an amplifier. It will strengthen the connection between all helper species across great distances. United, they can disable the Draxian control systems from within." Jiho studied the plans appearing in the hologram. "I can build this. It's complex but dual." Asterisk all like me can hear asterisk Wargut projected. Asterisk all can fight back asterisk. And Earth's cats could help somehow. June asked skeptically. Apollo pawed at Hana's tablet. The scanner displayed. All connected. One network. The ship's intercom blared. All personnel to battle stations. Draxian fleet approaching weapons range. Jiho downloaded the plans to his tablet. "I need 3 hours to build this. Maybe 4. "We might not have that long," Jun said. The hologram flickered. "Remember, once activated, all helpers across space will awaken to their true purpose. Choose your moment wisely." The crystal dimmed and settled back into the box. Wargut looked at Jun. Asterisk trust us. Can save all asterisk. Hana picked up Apollo. "Let's get to Jiho's workshop. We have an amplifier to build." As they rushed through the corridors, Dr. Kang stepped into their path. "Going somewhere with my research subjects." Behind him stood 4 armed security officers. "Dr. Kang," Jun said calmly, stepping in front of Wargut. "We're under attack. This isn't the time." "Perfect time, actually," Dr. Kang replied. "In all the confusion, no one will notice when I take these specimens to my shuttle." Hana clutched Apollo tighter. The Admiral ordered them to stay with us. The Admiral is busy fighting a war he can't win, Dr. Kang said. Earth Command wants these creatures studied properly. My orders override his. The ship shook from a distant explosion. The battle had begun. You don't understand, Jai-Ho said, holding up his tablet. We found something that could turn the tide. But we need the animals to make it work. Dr. Kang glanced at the plans on the tablet. An interesting device. All the more reason to bring it and the creatures to Earth's labs. Asterisk danger growing. Asterisk Wargut projected to the team. Asterisk ships dying. Asterisk. June made a quick decision. He pulled out his officer's badge. Security override. Lieutenant Kim, Tactical Division. Emergency code Theta 96. The security officers looked confused. One checked his comm unit. Sir, there's no such code in the system, he told Dr. Kang. While they were distracted, Apollo leaped from Hannah's arms onto the face of the nearest guard. The man stumbled back, surprised but unhurt. In the confusion, Wargut darted forward, knocking another guard off balance. Run, Jun shouted. The team sprinted down the corridor with Apollo and Wargut leading the way. After them, Dr. Kang yelled. They raced through the shaking ship, dodging crew members and taking maintenance tunnels. Finally, they reached Jai-Ho's workshop and sealed the door. That won't hold them long, Hannah said, breathing hard. Jai-Ho was already pulling parts from shelves. I need to work fast. Hand me that circuit board. The ship rocked violently. The lights flickered. June checked the battle display on the wall. We're losing. The EMP weapons are helping, but there are too many enemy ships. Apollo and Wargut sat in the center of the room, eyes closed, as if concentrating. Asterisk others waiting. Asterisk Wargut projected. Asterisk all ready to help. Asterisk. Jai-Ho worked frantically, connecting wires and components based on the ancient plans. Almost done. I just need to calibrate the frequency. The door shuddered as someone tried to override the lock. Hurry, June urged. There. Jai-Ho held up a device about the size of a small box. Blue light pulsed along its edges. It's ready, but we need to place Apollo and Wargut here and here. He pointed to two indentations on the top. The door slid open. Dr. Kang stood there with the security team and a stun weapon. Stop this nonsense, he ordered. You're interfering with classified research. At that moment, Admiral Sung's voice came over the ship's comm. All hands, prepare for emergency jump. We cannot hold this position. We're retreating, Hannah said in shock. Humanity is actually losing. Asterisk now, asterisk Wargut urge. Asterisk no more wait asterisk. June grabbed the device from Jai-Ho and placed it on the floor. Apollo jumped into one of the indentations. Wargut settled into the other. Dr. Kang fired his stun weapon, but Jun had already activated the device. A pillar of blue light shot upward, surrounding Apollo and Wargut. Their eyes glowed with the same light. The device hummed, growing louder. Then the light spread outward, passing through the walls of the ship as if they weren't there. On the battle displays, something strange happened. Draxian ships began to drift out of formation. Some turned against each other. What's happening? Dr. Kang demanded. Hannah smiled. Every war beast on those ships just woke up to their true purpose. In the blue light, Apollo and Wargut sat perfectly still, their minds reaching across space to thousands of their kin. The bridge of the Prometheus was in chaos. Officers shouted reports as screens showed the battle unfolding. Sir, Draxian ships are breaking formation. 2 enemy destroyers just fired on their own command ship. Admiral Sung stood in stunned silence. Then his comm unit beeped. This is Admiral Sung. Sir, Lieutenant Kim, you need to see what's happening in Jai-Ho's workshop. Minutes later, the Admiral burst through the door. He froze at the sight of Apollo and Wargut surrounded by blue light, floating slightly above the device. What is this? He demanded. Hannah quickly explained about the Archivers, the ancient plan, and how the device was connecting all war beasts and earth cats across space. The Draxians enslaved Wargut's kind, never knowing they were designed to one day turn against them. June added. Dr. Kang stood in the corner, his security team now watching in awe rather than trying to interfere. *C command ship, Wargut's voice came, stronger than before, reaching everyone in the room. Can show away Apollo's eyes glowed silver. The scanner on Hannah's tablet displayed a set of coordinates. That's the location of the Draxian command vessel, Jun said. It's hiding behind the moon of the 5th planet. And there's a weakness in their shields, Jaiho added, reading more data from the tablet. A specific frequency we can use to break through. Admiral Sung didn't hesitate. I'm sending a strike team. Lieutenant Kim, you'll lead it. They can't leave. Dr. Kang protested. This is unprecedented technology. This is how we win the war, the Admiral replied coldly. Your concerns are noted, Doctor, but irrelevant at this moment. June's shuttle approached the massive Draxian command ship. 5 other small craft followed, each carrying soldiers and explosives. They moved undetected through the confusion of battle. All war beasts fighting back now. Wargut's voice came through the special communicator Hannah had built. Draxians cannot understand what happens. Back on the Prometheus, Apollo and Wargut maintained their connection to the amplifier. Hannah monitored their vital signs, while Jaiho kept the device stable. Their brain activity is off the charts, Hannah said. I don't know how long they can maintain this. Long enough. Came Apollo's voice, surprising everyone. The cat had never projected thoughts directly before. On Earth and every human colony, cats were acting strangely. They sat still, eyes glowing slightly, as they joined the network. Some alerted their owners to approaching Draxian infiltrators. Others gathered at communication centers, somehow enhancing the signals between human ships. June's shuttle reached the weak point in the command ship shields. Firing shield disruptors now, he reported. The special weapons, quickly built to the frequency Apollo had provided, created a hole in the Draxian defenses. We're going in, Jun said. His team planted explosives at key points inside the enormous ship. Surprisingly, they met little resistance. The Draxian warriors were busy trying to control their rebelling war beasts. Hurry, Wargut urged. Cannot hold much longer, June and his team returned to their shuttle and pulled away from the command ship. Detonation in 5 seconds. The explosions rippled across the Draxian command ship. Systems failed. The massive vessel began to break apart. Without central command, the Draxian fleet fell into disarray. Many ships retreated into hyperspace. Others surrendered as their war beasts took control. Back on the Prometheus, Apollo and Wargut finally collapsed, exhausted. The blue light faded. Hannah rushed to check on them. They're alive, she reported with relief. Just tired. Admiral Sung looked at the battle display. The human fleet was regrouping, pursuing retreating Draxian ships. We've won, he said in disbelief. Not just this battle. I think we've won the war. Dr. Kang had been watching silently. Now he stepped forward. I was wrong, he admitted. These aren't weapons to be studied. They're allies. June's voice came over the comm. Mission successful. Returning to ship. How are our battle pets doing? Apollo lifted his head weakly. The scanner displayed his thoughts. Nukt pets. Friends. Wargut made a sound that almost seemed like laughter. Friends who changed everything. The war wasn't completely over, but its course had been forever altered. Humanity had found unlikely allies, and together they had reshaped the galaxy's future.